Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Begin with the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Hope you are good in health. This is lecture number 21 of the course Biometabolism, and our topic of discussion is the formation of urea or the urea cycle. I welcome all of you in this lecture with the prayer Rabbi Zidni Ilma. The contents of current lecture are the discussion of the urea formation, urea cycle, creatine and uric acid synthesis, importance of urea cycle, and metabolic disorders related to urea cycle. Urea formation. Urea is the principal end product of protein metabolism in humans. It is important route for detoxification of ammonia. It is operated in liver, released into the blood and cleared by kidney. Dear students, the end product of protein metabolism in human is the production of urea. By the catabolism of amino acids, ammonia is released, carbon dioxide is also released, and water is also formed. Carbon dioxide and ammonia and water molecule join to form urea. Urea is operated in liver, it is released into the blood and it is cleared, and out of the body it is excreted by kidneys. Urea is highly soluble, non-toxic, and has a high nitrogen content, 46% containing substance. It represents about 80 to 90% of the nitrogen excreted in urine per day in man. 80 to 90% of the nitrogen excreted through human beings is excreted by urine. Biosynthesis of urea in human beings is an energy requiring process. It takes place partially in mitochondria and partially in cytoplasm. It operated in liver, released into the blood, and cleared and filtered by kidneys and excreted through urinary system out of the body. What are the metabolic significant aspects of the urea cycle? It is significant the formation of urea as end product and its release through body. It is energy, less energy gaining process, and energy cost of the urea cycle is only 1 ATP. Only 1 ATP is required for the formation of this end product of urea. It is metabolically significant because it is related to tricarboxylic acid cycle or citric acid cycle. Carbon dioxide is also produced as a byproduct. Aspartate arises through transamination of oxaloacetate with glutamate. Thus, depletion of oxaloacetate will decrease urea formation as it is happened in malonate poisoning process. Third aspect is that fumarate enters into tricarboxylic acid cycle. Or you can say fumarate is the precursor of tricarboxylic acid cycle. What are the sources of nitrogen in urea formation? Free ammonia and aspartate formation are the source of nitrogen in urea formation. Glutamate is the immediate source of both ammonia through oxidative deamination by glutamate dehydrogenase and aspartate nitrogen through transamination of oxaloacetate by aspartate dehydrogenase. What is the importance of urea cycle? Urea cycle is biologically important as well as other aspects are also important. Number one is formation of arginine in organisms or synthesis of arginine and formation of urea in ureotelic organisms and human beings due to presence of arginase, and arginine is also produced as a byproduct of urea formation. Liver shows much higher activity of arginase than brain or kidney for the formation of urea, while in brain or kidney is the synthesis of arginine take place. Arginine is an amino acid of protein. So along with urea formation, arginine is an essential amino acid is also produced as a byproduct of urea. Synthesis of non-protein amino acids like ornithine and citrulline in the body also occur along with the formation of urea. Urea cycle. The urea cycle is the first metabolic pathway to be elucidated. This cycle is known as Krebs-Henseleit urea cycle. Usually, it was the first metabolic pathway that was elaborated or elucidated. This is also known as Krebs-Henseleit cycle or simply Krebs cycle or simply Henseleit urea cycle. Ornithine is the first member of the reaction, hence it is also known as ornithine cycle. Urea cycle, ornithine cycle, or Krebs-Henseleit cycle are the three names of urea cycle. Urea is synthesized in the liver and it is transported to the kidney for excretion through urine. The two nitrogen atoms of urea are divided or they are derived from two different sources. The two nitrogen atoms of the urea are derived from very different sources or from different chemicals or from different chain reactions. The two different sources are one from ammonia and other directly from an amino group of aspartic acid. Carbon dioxide supply the carbon atom of the urea, and overall urea is the end product of protein metabolism in human beings as well as in higher animals. Urea accounts for 80 to 90% of the nitrogen containing substances excreted in urine. Urea cycle is the five-step cyclic process, or urea synthesis is a five-step cyclic process, and five distinct or five different enzymes are involved in the synthesis of urea. The first two enzymes are present in mitochondria, while the rest of the enzymes are localized in cytosol. You can see flowchart or cycle of the urea formation. First of all, ammonia plus carbon dioxide, they are converted into carbonyl phosphate and carbamyl phosphate is converted into ornithine. Ornithine is the first chemical that is involved in the urea cycle. From ornithine, citrulline is formed, and from citrulline, arginosuccinate is formed. From citrulline to arginosuccinate formation, aspartate enzyme is converted into fumarate. Arginosuccinate then converted into arginine. Aspartate and fumarate are not enzymes, these are chemicals that are converted into each other. Aspartate is converted into fumarate, and later on, after 2 to 3 intermediate, this fumarate is again converted into aspartate. Arginosuccinate is converted into arginine, and this arginine is the last chemical that is formed in the cyclic process of urea. From this arginine, urea is formed by joining two nitrogen atoms, hydrogen atoms, and carbon dioxide. Let us see this cycle in steps. First step is the formation of carbamyl phosphate. Carbamyl phosphate synthase 1 or CPS1 enzyme of mitochondria catalyzes the condensation of ammonia ions with carbon dioxide to form carbamyl phosphate. This step consumes 2 ATP and it is irreversible. This step is also rate limiting step. At the start, 2 ATPs are consumed, but if we take overall energy cost of urea cycle, only 1 ATP is utilized and this end product is formed. At the first step, for the formation of carbamyl phosphate, 2 ATPs are utilized and this is an irreversible process. CPS1 requires N-acetyl glutamate for its activity. Carbamyl phosphate synthase 2 enzyme or CPS2 enzyme also involved in pyrimidine synthesis, and it is also present in cytosol, involved also in this step. It accepts amino group from glutamine and not require acetyl glutamate for its activity. You can see in this chemical reaction of the first step, which is the formation of carbamyl phosphate, carbon dioxide plus ammonia plus 2 ATPs are utilized and these are converted into carbamyl phosphate. 2 ADP plus Pi are also produced along with the formation of carbamyl phosphate, and acetyl glutamate act here, and this is the enzyme N-acetyl glutamate is the intermediate product that is involved for the conversion of carbamyl phosphate synthase enzyme into carbamyl phosphate. Carbamyl phosphate synthase 1 require N-acetyl glutamate for its function for the conversion of carbon dioxide, ammonia and 2 ATP into carbamyl phosphate plus 2 ADP plus Pi. Carbamyl phosphate syntheses are of two types, CPS1 and CPS2. CPS1 performed its function in mitochondria. For the formation of CPS1, ammonia is utilized. CPS1 play an important role in urea cycle. CPS1 is activated through NAG, nicotinamide adenine and guanine. CPS2 is formed in cytosol. It uses in glutamine. It's involved in pyrimidine biosynthesis. CPS2 is also involved in the inhibition of CTP. Step 2 is the formation of citrulline. After the formation of glutamate, citrulline is also formed. The second reaction is also mitochondrial. Citrulline is synthesized from carbamyl phosphate and ornithine by ornithine transcarbamylase. Ornithine is regenerated and used in urea cycle. In the first step, carbamyl phosphate is formed from CPS1 and CPS2, and this carbamyl phosphate is utilized for the formation of citrulline and ornithine by ornithine transcarbamylase enzyme. Ornithine is regenerated and used in urea cycle. Ornithine and citrulline are basic amino acids. These basic amino acids are never found in protein structure due to lack of codon. Citrulline is transported to cytosol by a transporter system. In the first step, carbamyl phosphate is formed from carbamyl phosphates. In the second step of urea cycle, citrulline is formed. This citrulline is transported to cytosol by a transporter system. Citrulline is neither present in tissue proteins nor it is present in blood, but it is present in milk. Like other chemicals, citrulline is neither present in tissue proteins nor it is present in blood proteins. It is only present in milk as protein. You can see the chemical reaction of the citrulline formation. Ornithine is involved in the formation of citrulline. Carbamyl phosphate that was formed in the first step of urea cycle react with ornithine and the both molecules join to form citrulline plus Pi or electrons. Ornithine transcarbamylase enzyme involved here in the formation of citrulline. Third step is the formation of arginosuccinate. The citrulline that is formed in the second step is condenses with aspartate to form arginosuccinate by the enzyme arginosuccinate synthetase. Here second amino group of urea is incorporated. It requires ATP and it is cleaved into AMP and PPI. Two high energy bonds are required here. Immediately broken down to inorganic phosphate or Pi plus electrons. Step 4 is the formation of arginine or cleavage of arginosuccinate that is formed in the third step. The enzyme arginocyanate or arginocyanate lyase cleaves arginocyanate to arginine and fumarate, which is an intermediate step in tricarboxylic acid cycle, or which is an intermediate molecule formed in tricarboxylic acid cycle. Fumarate provides connecting link with tricarboxylic acid cycle or gluconeogenesis process. This fumarate is converted into oxaloacetate to fumarase enzyme and MDH and transaminated to aspartate. Aspartate is regenerated in this reaction. You can see chemical reactions of the conversion of one molecule into another molecule. Fumarate is converted into malate by the enzyme fumarase. Malate is converted into oxaloacetate. Molecular dehydrogenase enzyme is involved here. NAD plus is reducted and NAD plus is converted into NADH plus here. Oxaloacetate is again converted into aspartate, and here aminotransferase enzyme act and convert oxaloacetate into aspartate. Fifth step is the formation of urea. Arginase is the fifth and final enzyme that cleaves arginine to yield urea and ornithine. Ornithine, that was the first molecule enters in urea cycle, is again regenerated, again enters in mitochondria for its reuse in urea cycle. Arginase is activated by CO plus 2 and Mn plus 2. Ornithine and lysine compete with arginine, and this is known as competitive inhibition. Arginase is mostly found in liver, while the rest of the enzymes, 4 of the urea cycle, are also present in other tissues. Arginine synthesis may occur to varying degrees in many tissues, but only the liver can ultimately produce urea.
Urea cycle. Before discussing urea cycle in detail, you must know the meaning of excretion. The elimination of wasteful metabolites is called excretion. Water, due to its removal in hypertonic solution, is an excretory product, whereas salts removed by animals of hypertonic solution are the excretory product for these animals. Nitrogenous waste metabolites constitute the main excretory product. Primarily, in the catabolism of amino acids, the amino group NH2 is released. Amino group released by deamination is dissolved in water and excreted to avoid toxic rise in the plasma. Like here you see, this is proteins, and proteins, it is broken down into amino acids, and these amino acids are catabolized into amino groups. Metabolism of nucleic acids, that is purine and pyrimidines bases, produces significant amount of nitrogenous waste. Mostly excess nitrogen is excreted by animals in the form of ammonia, urea, and uric acid. Ammonia is very toxic. It dissolves quickly in body fluids, so body requires large volume of water and is possible in hypertonic solution. Therefore, mostly aquatic animals excrete ammonia. Animals inhabiting environment with acute shortage of water supply produce excretory product which require minimum amount of water. Birds, reptiles in arid environment excrete uric acid which require only 1 ml of water to eliminate 1 gram of nitrogen. In restricted supply of water, ammonia is changed into less toxic substance called urea. It requires 50 ml water for 1 gram of nitrogen removal. In terrestrial animals, mammals, amphibians, sharks, some bony fishes. The excretory nitrogen, ammonia, is metabolically converted to urea by urea cycle. Now let's see what urea cycle is. It's the metabolic pathway in liver involved in the formation of urea from ammonia and carbon dioxide. I repeat that it's the metabolic pathway in liver involved in the formation of urea from ammonia and carbon dioxide. Urea cycle has 5 steps. First 2 steps takes place in mitochondria of hepatocytes, that is liver cells, and other 3 steps take place in cytoplasm of the hepatocytes. So the first 2 steps takes place in mitochondria and the rest of the 3 steps takes place in cytoplasm. Step number 1 is the synthesis of carbamoyl phosphate. Repeat after me, carbamoyl phosphate. I repeat, carbamoyl phosphate. Whenever there is a name of an enzyme, it ends with the suffix ase. So the enzyme used in this step is carbamoyl phosphate synthetase. It is in the mitochondria and it catalyzes the condensation of ammonium ions with carbon dioxide to form carbamoyl phosphate. This step consumes 2 ATP. Now step number 2 is the synthesis of citrulline. Synthesis of citrulline. Repeat after me, citrulline. Citrulline is synthesized from carbamoyl phosphate and ornithine by ornithine transcarbamylase. And then the citrulline, it is transported to cytosol. So ornithine transcarbamylases condenses ornithine and carbamoyl phosphate to form citrulline. Now step number 3 is the synthesis of arginosuccinate. Repeat after me, argininosuccinate. Argininosuccinate synthetase, it condenses citrulline with aspartate to produce arginosuccinate. This step requires ATP. So this step also requires energy. I repeat, the synthesis of argininosuccinate synthetase, the enzyme used, condenses citrulline with aspartate to produce arginosuccinate, and this step requires ATP. Now students, step number 4 is the synthesis of arginine. It's the synthesis of arginine. Repeat after me, arginine. Now in this step what happens is that argininosuccinase, the enzyme used is argininosuccinase, it cleaves arginosuccinate to arginine and fumarate. Arginine and fumarate. So this enzyme, it cleaves arginosuccinate to arginine and fumarate. In arginine, it is the immediate precursor to urea. Now the step number 5, which is the ultimate step, is the formation of urea. The formation of urea. The enzyme uses arginase. Arginase is 5th and final enzyme that cleaves arginine to yield urea and ornithine. So this enzyme cleaves arginine to yield urea and ornithine. And ornithine is reused in urea cycle. And ornithine, it is then reused in the urea cycle. Now let's see diagrammatically. Carbon dioxide and ammonium ions forms carbamoyl phosphate. It is then converted to citrulline when it is condensed with ornithine, and then citrulline, it is then condensed into arginosuccinate with aspartate, and then arginosuccinate, it is then cleaved into fumarate and arginine, it is then cleaved into ornithine and urea, that is the waste product which is released outside the body through kidneys, and ornithine is then reused in the urea cycle. I hope this video was helpful. If you like,
These are the references from which the material about urea formation has been taken out. You can also study these books for further and updated information. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.